Today in History. July 31st.
Oh, the last day, huh?
Right, of this month. What happened today?
We're going to find out about two events that happened on this day in just a moment. But first, here is my quiz question. Internationally famous and best-selling author J.K. Rowling is the mastermind of what series? Number 1, Harry Potter, or number 2, The Lord of the Rings. The question again. Internationally famous and best-selling author J.K. Rowling is the mastermind of what series? Number 1, Harry Potter. Number 2, The Lord of the Rings. And if you know the answer, you can put it on our Bundy board or text in on your cell phone, pounder sharp 1045. That will cost you 51 to win an Usan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's go and check out what interesting events happened on this day in the past.
Today in history. In 1928, MGM's logo lion roared for the first time, and in 1965, J.K. Rowling was born.
1928년 오늘은 MGM의 상징인 포효하는 사자가 처음으로 적용된 날이고요. 해리포터의 작가인 J.K. 롤링이 태어난 날입니다.
Okay, so we start today's journey to the past with a roar.
That was a pretty roar.
That was a pretty roar. Yes, indeed.
Well,
that's a cool logo, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, movie studios seem to come up with very creative ways to express themselves, don't they?
Right, but even though you are not a frequent moviegoer, most of you must have seen or heard of Hollywood's most renowned lion, the mascot of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayers, and it was on this day in 1928 that it was heard for the first time when the studio released its first talking film.
So being one of the most well-known studios in the movie industry, with classics such as Gone with the Wind and Tom and Jerry, to award-winning hits such as 2001: A Space Odyssey and Rain Man, the studio gained great prominence during the golden age of Hollywood, and its reputation has been represented by the lion's roar.
In fact, the lion became so popular that it was considered an honor to take a picture with the feline itself. And among the stars who achieved such a goal were Greta Garbo and Alfred Hitchcock.
Wow, okay. We're looking at pictures on Po효하는 Radio, and I don't know if I would do that.
I hope the lion was tamed.
Is there such thing? A tame lion?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know if I'd want to find out. Obviously, those situations worked out okay for Greta Garbo and Alfred Hitchcock, right? There has been more than one lion, though. In fact, there have been 7 in total throughout the years. With the last one, Leo, he lived the longest, and the one that has been immortalized in the current MGM releases. So there you can see the different lions over the years.
Okay, and of course this beloved lion has also had its share of parodies. Tom and Jerry's Tom.
Exactly. I didn't know that they used different lions over the years.
Me neither.
Yeah, 7 in total. Interesting. All right, now let's move to a pretty good book writer.
Okay. This book writer is one of my favorite.
Oh, yeah? Well, yeah, I was going to say it's about 2 decades later after MGM first used their lion. And born in 1965 on this day, one of your favorite authors.
Yes, and she is none other than the British author. Is it J.K. Rowling or Rowling?
I think it's Rowling.
Okay,
yeah.
J.K. Rowling or Rowling, the mastermind of...
Yes, Harry Potter, of course, right? A total of 7 installments in the book and film series. The Harry Potter series have sold more than 400 million copies worldwide. Needless to say, the best-selling book series in history.
Yeah, I think the movie was made into 8 different
Was
movies.
it 8 different
Yeah, the
ones?
last 7th book
Oh, they split in two.
They split it in two.
That's right.
Right, and combining that to their film adaptations, which didn't fall short in terms of setting their own record, more than $7.7 billion in box offices worldwide. And as you might have guessed, yes, it is the highest grossing movie series of all time.
I quite enjoyed the last two Harry Potter films. The early ones were okay for me.
Yeah.
But as it got a little more serious and a little darker, I really liked them, actually.
Did you read the books?
No.
Actually, the books, I find that the books are better than the film adaptations.
That's usually the case.
Yeah. When I first saw the first movie, the Sorcerer's Stone movie, I was like, wow, this is what I totally imagined in my head while I was reading the book.
See, that's funny. I don't enjoy doing that. I either read the book or watch the movie. Yeah, I don't do both. And unless they're very far apart from each other where I can't really remember the story. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I read the book, then the movie came out. Didn't want to see it. I already knew the story. Yeah.
I understand.
All right. Well, of course, talking about Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling, this also means that the creator of such a huge fantasy empire also got her share. We were talking about the success of the book series and the box office success, right? Rowling is not only among the wealthiest people in the UK, but also on the list of the most influential and powerful people. This according to Time and Forbes magazines.
What's even more impressive is that she accomplished all that and more in less than a decade. Prior publishing the first installment of Harry Potter, she was working as a researcher and secretary for Amnesty International.
Interesting. Well, inspiration struck her on a train ride to London in 1990. But this was soon followed by the death of her mom, a divorce from her first husband, being jobless, and financial hardships for the next 7 years.
Well, then comes 1997, the year when she made history with the first Harry Potter book.
A huge, huge milestone in her life, right? But life is not without irony, as Rowling's Rags to Riches story also has an opposite, so to speak, I suppose, version. You see, before the book was first published, Rowling was rejected by 12 publishing houses. Can you imagine? You rejected Harry Potter.
I know.
Oops. You're fired, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
12 people.
Exactly. All right, well, that's it for today in history. Let's wrap things up with the answer to the quiz question. Internationally famous and best-selling author J.K. Rowling is the mastermind of what series? The answer number 1, Harry Potter.
Well, that's all we have for today in history today, but we'll talk more tomorrow about what happens tomorrow.
We sure will. Daniel's up in just a sec with today's Cine Premieres. First, ABBA, Take a Chance on Me.